to my video. So in today's video I will show you how to make a resume in InDesign. So this resume is like, how would you say, it's more for the creative field, but feel free to like interpret the design and follow along in how I do it. And also, before we start, get yourself a cup of coffee. So here we are in InDesign. So firstly, we're going to start by opening up the A4. So that's like the template for using the resume. And to make a background, we have to fill the whole background of that page. And here you get to choose whichever color that you want. You can go to a site and use a hex color. You click on this circle and rectangle or whatever, and then you choose the specific color that you want. So now I just chose this, but we're going to change it in the end. But I like this kind of color because it's kind of warmish. And for this resume, I will be making like kind of a border around the resume to outline the text a little bit better, to make it all fit like inside the frame. And also, one good thing to always note in InDesign is that you see these like purple lines around the border I just created. That's just the default. So if you want to step out of the preview and you want to actually see for how it's looking, you're going to see in the video when I do that, is that you press W, I think it is W, and you get outside of that. So that's just something that is within InDesign, but it actually won't be there for when you're exporting the file. And now I'm just adjusting it so that it is in the right like kind of frame that I want it to be. And now I'm just choosing to layer out like different borders. So this will be the first border that I make because I will add like essential things that I think would be needed in a resume. For example, your website is on the top, your phone number, your email, just so that the recruiter can like get a hold of your contact details really easily. And here I will also add in, the name. So here you can see, just so you guys know, I've already copied most of the text, as this is just like, how do you say, an example. So it would of course be much easier for me because I've already copy pasted all the examples of the text. So this is only a template again. And for this resume, I felt the best font is Helvetica Neo. You can correct me on that. It might be the wrong pronunciation, but they come in like light, regular, medium, bold, and I just choose to kind of, as you see now, how do you say, the spacing between the words, I choose to slimmer down. I just think the overall look of that looks a little bit better. And I choose to have it in the middle of the resume, just so that it looks nice and it combines well with the rest of the text that I will be adding on later. And now I just choose to kind of scale, move up the border, as it wasn't taking as much space as I thought it would. After that, of course, now will come the picture and a little bit of a like about me page that you can write, saying a little bit about your background, you as a person, and all of that. And now it's jumping a bit quick, but for this part, when I wanted to make the profile picture in this resume, I wanted to make something a little bit different. So I took inspiration from an article, and then I have to jump straight into Illustrator, and I make an artboard, and I use the article that you see on the right. And the only thing I want from this article is like the picture frame of the woman in that photo. So I have to drag it onto the artboard, and then I will have, oh God, I don't even know what it's called, but to frame out this like the corners of that circle. So that's what I'm doing now. And it is a bit of tricky, like you have to really get it right, but now I'm just framing it, and then in the end you're gonna see that you can always readjust the the dots, what you now say afterwards. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And when you're pleased with how the outlook of it, then what I did now was that I just filled in the color so that you can see it better actually when you're copying and pasting it. So what I do now is that I've noticed that you don't have to save it on your computer. You can just copy it, and then you can paste it straight into InDesign. So it's actually more convenient to do it that way, I've noticed, because otherwise it's hard to cut in the image that you're using for your um, like your resume profile picture. And also, like in some resumes nowadays, in some countries at least, you don't need to use a resume. So this is really like you don't even have to use a picture. I just did it for the fun of it. So um, here you can see me scaling it down to fit the how do you say, the right side of the resume. And then it's always good here, you have to cut the picture after you paste it into the design, and then you have to paste it into the path or object or what you say, and then you start scaling it down so that it suits and that your face is shown in that photo. So that's one thing that's always good to, because I think the tag was called like cut into image. So that's the one thing that you use.